Alright, so it's going to be my first video on social anxiety, trying to help people get out of that stage. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that I went through a really dark time myself for about 3 or 4 years, but there was a darker period for about a year where I was unable to talk to anyone. I couldn't go out, I couldn't talk to someone, ask for a time. I felt uncomfortable being in public places, just being in a coffee line, being in places which actually, what was normal for most people. And I didn't understand why I was going through this. I didn't understand the process of kind of fear and how I kind of maybe get to that place in my life. So after doing that, what happened is that I pretty much worked on myself for 3 or 4 years, going out, doing basic things just like asking people for directions, and as I said before, asking for time. And that took me, I think 3 days just to ask someone random what the time was. And I was having panic attacks before then for about 3 or 4 hours at a time, sometimes 3 or 4 times, at least a day. So I was very stricken by kind of anxiety in that time of my life. And to even be here right now, talking to a camera with people around, that wouldn't even be something I could fathom back then. Because I know anxiety, what happens is that it feels like a fog. It feels like there's a kind of a wall in front of you, and no matter what you do, no matter how you try to outsmart it, you can't get through it. And that's what happened to me, is I realized that no matter how intellectual I was, no matter how smart I was, I couldn't break past it. So I kept trying different ways and different techniques and methods, and I realized that the only way to get past it was to actually go out and slowly face my fear one step at a time. And I'll be going into more detail about how I did that, the process. But for now, I just want you to see that, I'm human. I didn't get to this place because, I was something spectacular or something great, or I wasn't, just born confident. This is something I had to work on. This is something I believe everyone can work on, because I believe society has this kind of view that in order to be great at something, you're either just born that way or, you just got lucky. But people don't understand the realization of what it takes to actually want to succeed at something and go through the basic steps, and then going at the right pace to actually, suit your own kind of personality or, expectations in life. Because if you try and live up to someone else's expectations or needs, or do something at the same level as someone else, because they have different experiences and stuff like that, it's not going to suit who you are. And that took me a long time to realize, because I started modeling my behavior of other people, which is good to start with, good to get a different perspective. But what happens is that it actually ends up taking so much of your energy, because it's not functioning on the same kind of rhythm and level where you are emotionally at that point of your life. So to get back to where I was saying is that, yeah, I spent a long time getting through this anxiety, just being able to talk to random people like that. And I want to show you how to get to that place for free, because I want to sort of like give back to, the society that kind of helped me in a way, and kind of taught me to open my mind up a bit and see things from a different perspective. Because I think you can never solve a problem on the same level it's created, as Einstein says. It's being able to rise above that level. And when you're in depression, when you're in anxiety, you only see things as a tunnel vision. You only see things as one way, because fear just makes you focus on one thing at a time. So it's another perspective I'm going to be talking about, how to kind of change that perspective and see things in different ways, so you can actually approach things in different order, so you can get success in anything in life, such as like relationships, dating, work. And social anxiety is just one thing in your life, like going out and meeting people and stuff like that in everyday circumstances, even though that was my choice. It actually changed my work life. It changed who I talked to. My friends, everyone started telling me how different I was, how much more confident and grounded I was. So I liked the aspect that this wasn't just something that, affected one aspect of my life. It ended up bleeding into confidence with everything else in my life. And I went from agoraphobic and stuff like that, being kept in my house 24/7, not being able to leave the front door, to just recently I not so long ago, went to Perth, I went to different places around Australia to travel and stuff like that, and as I said before, that was almost impossible for me quite a while ago, a few years ago. And it is persistence, it is patience, and that's also another aspect I'll get into. Because have different paradigms, different mindsets for people to try, because everyone has a different approach to how they overcome their fears, depending on where their fears come from. But I'll also talk about that another time too. So if you want to come on this journey with me, if you want to join me and kind of inspire me and let me help you, that's something I'd love, is because I am happy where I am, but I want to grow more. I know I can push myself to more limits. There's no ending to this, and that's the beautiful thing about it, is that there is no ending. There's just constant growth. There's constant, room for more improvement, for things in your life, for success and stuff like that. So if you want to come on this journey, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you like to kind of support my channel, so I can help other people, get over this kind of problem and show them a different way, a different kind of method to break through their anxiety. Anyway, I'll see you next time.